सुधागड एज्युकेशन सोसायटीचे पूर्व प्राथमिक, प्राथमिक, माध्यमिक व उच्च माध्यमिक विद्यालय कळंबोली मराठी, हिंदी, इंग्रजी, उर्दू माध्यम यांच्या सौजन्याने शैक्षणिक व्हिडिओमध्ये आपलं सर्वांचं स्वागत आहे.
Hello students, in our last 3 parts we have studied about the history. It comes under the 3 parts. I hope you are clear about that concept. So today we are going to the civics part. Under the civics part, first chapter is working of the constitution. Okay, constitution, this word is very familiar for us because already we have heard this word for many times, right? No, if normally anyone is asking that what is constitution, then our answer will be there. It is a one of the set of rules and regulations, right? No, it is a one book which was related to the country, and it have a lots of rules and regulations which is important for the whole country. So this is the constitution. Next, why constitution is important for the country? What is the reason why it's needed? Because without constitution we can't imagine one country as a democratic country. If people are doing how they want, if they started to behave like that, then country will going to face a lots of problems. So that's why if I am a single person going to say to the someone that you have to follow like this, you have to be like this, then it's not possible. All will not going to ready to listen to me. But if one thing is there which is comes from the upper level other than the central level, then obviously all will going to be listen that. So that's why in the time of independence, mainly Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, he's decided to make a constitution which have a lots of rules and regulation which is benefit for all country. So constitution is important for the country because to the progress of the country, right? No, yes. Now which all things are included in a constitution? What all the things are there in a constitution? Already we have studied that fundamental rights are there, fundamental duties are there, as well as so many articles are there, schedules are there, chapters are there, lots of rules and regulations are there, which is saying to the the governments, right? No, so many things are there in a constitution which is very important for the whole country. Next, how many articles, schedules and chapters are there in a constitution? Remember, at present totally 448 articles are there. 448 articles are there. 12 schedules are there. These articles are divided into 12 schedule and total 25 chapters are there. We are talking about present, okay? But in the time of commencement, when constitution was written, in that time it had 395 article, 8 schedule and 22 chapters. Remember, at present we have 448 articles, 12 schedule and 25 chapters. But in the time of commencement, if someone is asking that question for the general knowledge, just remember that we had a 395 article, 8 schedule and 22 chapters. This is just one previous knowledge for us. So let's start the chapter. Let's see that. Introduction. Indian Constitution came into force on 26th January 1950 when Constitution was came. You know, every year 26th January we are celebrating as a Republic Day. Why? Reason is that in the same day Constitution is also came into form. Okay, so this is important. This is our Constitution. Okay, let's see the things about the Constitution. See that what is the objective of Constitution? Which is the important objective of Constitution? First one, establishing a secular and democratic republic. What is the meaning of the word secular? You know that India is a one country in this world where lots of religions people are living in a one country. Here lots of different religions people are living together with harmony. We are saying that unity is our strength, right? No, but if these all religions are there, then also we don't have a single language as a national language. Yes, we have Hindi, because Hindi is a national language. It is familiar to all, but we not kept any other religion language as a national language. That's why a country is saying as a secular country. We have a secularism feeling in our country. Means we are treating all religion in an equal way. Okay, next is democratic republic. What is democratic republic? Here people have a right to choose the leader. We have a right to choose our leader. We know that if he is good, then we are giving a chance to him to rule 5 years. If he is not working properly, once again after 5 years election will come, we know that what we have to do to them. Right? No? So, where people have a right to choose their leader, that country will call it as a democratic. So, obviously, we a country have a democratic republic. Next, it made provisions to ensure that the citizens get justice and their freedom is protected. Yes, constitution is always trying. It's always trying to protect the freedom of the people. India, nearly 121 crore population is there. Constitution is always trying to protect the freedom as well as justice of the common people who all are living in this country. Okay, now Constitution always trying to develop a society which is based on social justice and equality. Yes, in a society people have to be happy. Social justice is very important. If you are not treating in an equal manner, then you will going to face the lots of problems. Before independence, 4 varnas are there in a society as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. I hope you know the stories. Okay, Shudras are treated very badly from that 3 categories, mainly from the Brahmanas. Inequality was there in that time in a society. But after that, what happened? Ambedkar was prepared the constitution because he want to see the people in an equal manner in all over the country. That's why this equality concept was emerged. Yes, this is true. At present, according to the constitution, in India, all are equal. Somewhere some problems are there, here and there. But if any problems are there, constitution have a solutions for that. Okay, next. So, according to this view, in this chapter, we are going to study the constitution in 3 areas. Okay, in that one is democracy, one is social justice, one is judicial system. So, in today's class, we are just going to see about the democracy concept. Remaining 2 concepts we'll see in a next class. Okay, I hope you are cleared about this concept. Let's start the democracy. So, you know that. What is the meaning of the word democracy? What is democracy? Democracy, easily we are saying. What is that? For the people, by the people, to the people. People are participating in the election. They are selecting one leader. Why they are selecting that leader? Because we are thinking that leader will going to be work for us. Right? No? So this is very easy definition. For the people, by the people, to the people. If you are going to the proper definition, then democracy is a form of government in which the people have the authority. See there, we have authority in our hand. People have authority in our hand to choose their governing. Governing matlab leader. Who is going to rule? We are choosing that leader. That is called as a democracy. This picture is what is that? Directly shows you that what is the democracy. See that people have a right. They are chosen one of their leader. Right? No, this leader will going to govern us because we are selected. Okay. Now let's start. Under the democracy, first point is political maturity. What is this political maturity? Political word, yes, we know that. Maturity word also we are heard because sometime when we are doing the mistakes, teachers other than parents, other than elders are saying that. What is that? You are not mature till now. You are talking about yourself. Sometimes think and talk, no? So maturity is a one word where it is saying in the first chapter, because when you are choosing the leader, you have to think and choose. He is belong to my religion. He stood for the election. I have to, give a vote for him. No, I don't know him very well. I don't know anything about him. Maybe he is not good. Maybe he is belong to my religion. Maybe he is not good. So in that time I have to think that who is best for whole country. Right? So that is the maturity. So see there, political maturity. It is measured by considering factors such as whether a country is democratic. Your country is democratic? Yes, India is democratic. Has a low level of corruption. Is corruptions are there in our country? Yeah, obviously corruptions are there. But in a higher level, we can't see those all corrections in a proper way. Right? No. As well as lots of laws are there which is trying to control the corruption in India. A functioning and established electoral system. Yeah, in India, elections right is there. Right? No, electoral system and rule of law. That is called as a political maturity. Let's see the explanation about the political maturity. See there. Democracy not only apply to a representative structure. Yes, I select the leader. Election is came. I select the leader. My work is over. Now I am being quiet. I already selected. No. Now why I have to talk about the government? Is really your work is over? What they are saying? The essence of representative system is to integrate the principles of democracy in actual practice. If your government is have to work properly, then you have to be participate in that process of government. If you are selected the representative, there is a good thing, okay, but what your government is doing, you have to know about that also. See there what they are saying. Indian people have a direct representation in a parliament, state legislature as well as a local government. Yes, in our country, after 18 years, all are have a right to vote. As well as we can stand for the election also. Right now, here direct elections are there. We are directly selecting our leaders for the parliament, state legislature as well as a local government. Holding free and fair election in a regular intervals. What is that? Is free election is going on in our country? Fair election is going on in our country. Free and fair election is very important in our country. No one can force us to give a vote for him other than her. Muscle power is a bad thing. No one can use the muscle power. That means I have my right that I can choose any person as my leader. Okay, that's why they use this word as a free and fair election in a regular intervals. Regular intervals means every year for a 5-year once election will going to be conduct. Is an important indicator of the India's successful democracy. Question can come for the MCQ. Multiple choice. What is that? Dash is called as an important indicator of India's successful democracy. That is free and fair elections which is going on in our country. Okay, now increasing participation will going to be increasing the competition. Yes, this is true. If participations are there, people are participating in the election, then competition will going to be increased. When competition will going to be increased, it shows that Indian democracy has become a successful to a great extent. Yeah, obviously it shows in all over the world that Indian democracy is running very nicely. Right now, so that's why they're saying. Okay, now first concept is clear, that is political maturity. Now second concept, right to vote, which will comes under the democracy only. Okay, right to vote, we already know about this concept. Let's start. Indian constitution has made the provision of right to vote for adult. Adult means after 18 years all are have a right to vote in our country. Okay, adult. Before independence, several provisions existed which restricted to the right to vote. This is true. Before the independence in India, all are not had a right to vote. One time is there, in that time only Brahmanas and higher level people are just voting, they had the voting right. Okay, after that some changes are started, then also women's are not got the right to vote. But after independence, what happened? So many changes are started in a country. Okay, after independence, those all restrictions are cancelled and constitution guaranteed adult suffrage by giving right to vote equally. See there, equal right to both men and women above the 21 year. After the independence, suddenly Indian constitution is not said that all the people who crossed 18 year can give the vote. No. When we got the independence, in that time voting age is 21 year. Okay, but equality came, that means both men and women can give a vote. But after that, country is decided, government is decided that voting age was reduced from 21 to 18, which gave opportunity to young generation to participate in the election. Then country is decided why we can't give a chance to the young people who are living in this country. After 21, we'll reduce that age to the 18. Yes, they are reduced. You know, at present, after 18 years in India, all are have a right to vote. All equally we have a chance to right to vote. Now, such provision made India the largest democracy in the world. This is important for the give reason. Question will come. India the largest democracy in the world. You can ask the question, ma'am, China is in the first place. China is in the first place in the population. Right? No. You can ask the question, ma'am, why India is the largest democracy? Because China is not following the democracy. Their single system is there, individual, one party rule is there. Okay, so because of that, China is a not a democratic country. If it democratic means also their people not have a right to vote. All the people not have a right to vote. Okay, that's why. After that, second place according to population is obviously India. That's why year after the 18 year, all are participating in the election procedure. So India is considered as a largest democracy in the world. Okay, now compared to the other democratic nations, India have a largest number of voters. Obviously, second populated country is India. Then obviously, largest number of voters will be there in our country. Okay, next. New political parties are emerging in India, which brings lots of expectations in people about the politics. This is true. I already said, when competitions are increasing, in that time, lots of new parties will going to be emerge in our country. I hope you heard the name about Aam Aadmi Party. This is one of the new party. See, but people's support is more to that party, because whatever the work they are done in a country in the time of Anna Hazare, because of the support of Anna Hazare, lots of youth people are started to support the Arvind Kejriwal. Yeah, one time is came, once again that demand of that party was little bit decreased, but even now also that party is there as a national party. Right? No. So like that only so many small parties are emerging in our country because of the competitions are there between the parties. Okay. So this is the important. So the right to vote. This is my right. I have a right to choose my leader. Okay, so I hope you understood about the right to vote. In that concept, two questions will be comes for the exam. One question is why the voting age was reduced from 21 to 18, and one more is Indian democracy is the largest democracy in the world. Okay, so this is two things is important. I hope you are cleared. Now we are going to the next concept, that is decentralization of democracy. It is also comes under the democracy only. What is the meaning of the word decentralization? Means decentralizing the power, distributing the power in the hands of other sectors. See there, I already written. Distributing a power in a various sectors. That is called as a decentralization. How? See there. Administrative structure. First, central government will be there. Okay, administrative office, then state government, then director sectors, then this one small categories like a village level panchayat system will be there, city level municipality systems will be there. Right? No, this picture is not clear, but then also you can understand, I hope. Administrative system under central government, state government, some small offices will be there. After that, in a village level panchayat system will be there. In a city level municipal corporation will be there. Why it is distributed? What is the reason behind that? Let's see there. Why it is needed? For example, it controls the misuse of power. If any single person have a power in his hand, then he can do anything what he want to do. Right? No? Then we have to face the Hitler type of government in our country. So to control the misuse of this kind of power and also creates opportunity for the political participation for common people. Other than imagine 121 crore population is there in our country, it is not possible to get an opportunity for the political participation to the village people. But now even village people also considering as a leader because of that panchayat system. City people also considered as a leader because of that municipality system. Right? No. So that's why they're saying that when power is distributed with others, even a common people like us can participate in the election procedures. Even we can become a leader. So decentralization of power is very important. Right? No. Now, directive principles of state policy include the provisions for democratic decentralization. This is important. Directive principles of state policy. What is this? This is the one kind of policy which is giving a direction to the state that what they have to do. What they have to do other than what they can do. I hope you understood. Okay. So this is important. Directive principles of state policy, which is the base for the decentralization. Okay. It brought the changes in a local self-government. Nice. Because of the decentralization in a local level also, lots of changes are came. Like a same, common people got the opportunity in the election process to become a leader. Right? Now see there. 73rd and 74th Amendment of the Indian Constitution gave constitutional status to local self-governing institution and increased their powers. In a constitution, two amendments were added. 73rd and 74th Amendment. This amendment are given a constitutional status to the local self-governing institution. What is this local self-governing institution? It will be panchayat system other than the municipality system. So it also got the constitutional status. imagine constitution is also given the one kind of higher status to this organization. Because of that, their power is increased in our country. Okay, now, can you tell the reason for the following changes? Some seats are kept reserved for women to increase their participation in a political process. I hope you know that. How many percentage of seats are reserved for the women? That is 33% of seats are reserved for the women in an election process. Some seats are kept reserved for the weaker section of the society so that they can get a share in a political power. It is 22 to 23% according to the seats. How many seats are there? According to that, they will get a reservation in the election process. Okay. The State Election Commission has been established. Why it is established? National Election Commission, single commission can't do all the works. Right? No. That's why when state election will going to be held, in that time, this commission will going to be decide about the timetable, about the voter list, about the election procedure, everything. Okay. Next, 11th and 12th schedule was added to the constitution. This same one. 73rd and 74th amendment we have studied. No, that amendment is there in this schedule. 11th and 12th schedule. Okay. Which is giving the chance to the local self-government. Now, next one. Right to information. This is important for the 2 marks. It will comes for the short note. Okay. Right to information. It will comes for the full form also in a MCQ question. Full form of RTI. You have to write right to information 2005. Okay. It came in when it came 2005. Citizen empowerment is the essential condition of democracy. True. True. We have to progress. Common people have to progress. Citizen have to progress. Why? Then only democracy will going to be successful in our country. Okay. Now see there. It is necessary to create opportunities for the citizens. Participation and interaction with the government. You know, if our election is over, if I done the vote, then I'm thinking that my work is over. I'm being quiet. But nowadays, if someone is interested to know about the government, then they have this RTI. What is this RTI? Here people can directly interact with the government. We can directly interact with the government. Okay. See there. Increased communication between citizens and government helps in strengthening democracy and building a relationship of trust between them. This is nice, no? When communication will going to be between government and the common people, means citizens, then government can't, hide anything from us. If I have a doubt, if I have a little bit confusion about the government working style other than about the leaders, I can ask with them. Okay. Now see there. Citizens have a right to know about the functioning of the government. What is this functioning? Functioning means working. What government is doing or what government is not doing. I have a right to know about that. The government of India gave the right to information to the citizens of India to ensure transparency and accountability, which are the hallmarks of good governance. Always remember, when we are seeing the mirror, the reflection will be same. Right? No? Like that only, because of the RTI, nowadays, we can get the reflection of us. Means, we can get the A to Z information about the government. You know, under the RTI form, it will get in a 10 rupees. In this RTI form, you can ask any questions to the government. Any question except about military. We not have a right to ask about the military because it is a personal issue. If it is leaked out, then it will create the lots of problems. Other than we can ask any question related to the government working, about the PM, about the president. You can ask, you know, when you are asked the question, within 30 days you have to get the answer. This is the rules which was made when this RTI Act was made, prepared. Okay, so this is about RTI. Now see that. Next, okay. RTI made government more transparent. Already I said it made government more transparent and it reduced the element of secrecy in the working of government. Now government can't hide anything from us. Already I told, right? No. So secrecy was being less in the government. Okay. After 2000, democratic reforms are considered as a rights of citizens. Nowadays, even RTI as well as these democratic reforms are there. No, whatever the changes are going on in a democratical structure, it is called as a rights of citizens. You know, this is a right of us. This is the right of us. Accordingly, citizens in India have got right to information. Nowadays we have a lots of RTI is already there. Right to information. What is that? Along with that, right to education is there. 6 to 14 year compulsory education, free education, okay, and food security. Right to food security. So these all concepts are added with right to information. See there, right to information, my right, my might. I have a chance to know the information. This is a 2 marks question, right to information. Now, one of the last concept for today's lecture. See there, what is that? Do you know rights based approach? Okay, right based approach. In the decades after independence, progress was made towards more and more democratization of India. Yes, we want to progress our democracy. That's why we started to make the lots of changes in a democratical structure. However, in this process, citizens were considered as the beneficiaries. Whatever the changes will going on in a democracy, who is get the benefit from that? Obviously, we citizens. We will get the lots of benefit from that kind of changes. In the last few decades, development is considered as the right of citizen. Already we have studied. Nowadays, development is also considered as a right of the citizen. So next they are asked about, in your opinion, how will you approach change the relation between the government and the citizens? Now right to information is a one thing is there. Like that only if you got the chance to get the more transparency between government and the citizens, which all the things you will going to be add. And do you think that citizen in India should have the right to employment? Is it is possible in our country? 121 crore population, in that nearly 100 crore population will be there who is a working class. We can consider as a working class. In that educated people, when they are completing their education, when they are going out from the colleges, in that time if government is giving a work for all, I think it's not possible in our country. But then also government can try to give as a reserved places, like a reservation. Okay. Now, according to you, if everyone get the right to shelter, how will it affect the democracy in India? Government is trying in our level best to get the houses for shelter for the poor people. If it is possible, then one day our country is also going to consider as a developed country, right? No, that's why so many problems are there. Then also government is trying in our level best, so that's why we are considering as a developing country. I hope you understood the concept. Okay, now see that. If you have any doubts, so any things are there, confusions are there, if once again if you are reading, you will get the clarification. Okay, thank you.